Hey, Lo, how's it going, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me a little bit about the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem, man. This is, fun conversation.
Definitely, man, definitely. And obviously the Super Bowl halftime show with Rihanna starring in it, and there was no better person I could think of to speak to about it. And it being sponsored by Apple Music, I just want to jump right into it and just get your thoughts on the first hearing the announcement that Rihanna was going to be headlining this year's Super Bowl. What were your thoughts?
Um, I mean, to be honest, when it came out, me, Ebro, and the Deska, we did a live show playing her music and just, recapping her career and what it's been up to this point. And it's, for someone of her stature to touch that stage and be able to still be an impact and influence, a polarizing figure, not just in R&B, but just in music and a fashion icon. Or, that type of thing is just beautiful to have her on that stage. And now we're all wondering, like, is there a tour? Is there an album? So, we're all at the edge of our seats. And it helps that, Apple Music is not an official sponsor. But what a way to introduce a partnership. What a way to introduce your return to music. What a way to introduce, maybe a tour. If it's any platform, it's either the Grammys or this. So she did it. She's doing it right.
Oh, definitely, and then obviously, she has all success from the song for the Wakanda Forever soundtrack. What are your thoughts on just her overall impact and how she's affected not only music but just the culture, what she's done with fashion and things of that nature?
I mean, Rihanna has a very, she's the rebel. She's the diamond in the rough, and she does things her way. She says what she wants and what she means. She's not someone that you can control or censor. So this is something that we love to see with a black woman in general. But in our culture, in this culture, it's just she runs her own world. She runs her own dynasty. She runs her own empire. Like this is what you aspire to be as a young black woman coming up in the game. This is what you aspire to be as a young black man coming up in the game. She's been able to do it her own way, in her own timing, within her own boundaries. And that's one thing you always want to see from one of your favorite artists, that they control their destiny. And I feel like she's just getting started, even though she's been around for so long.
Definitely, and just piggybacking what you were saying, and I was watching a recent episode of the show. You were talking about just how she even came to doing the Super Bowl, considering all the things that were going on, a lot of the protests and over Colin Kaepernick, and a lot of people not wanting to perform. What statement do you feel like she is sending, like moving forward in regards to what the league is trying to do and trying to be a lot more open, a lot more, and listening, I should say, a lot more to the audience?
I think it helps that Hove is within that structure. It helps that, the phrase is always better late than never. And you saw what they did last year with the Super Bowl with, Dre, Snoop, and Kendrick, and Mary, and 50, and them. And, there's a bigger conversation in regards to the NFL listening, the NFL paying attention. This is just outside of entertainment, but this is a good step in getting our culture more involved, even though we don't need it, but it helps. But I do think there's a bigger conversation on how the NFL treats its players, treats their voices, and treats how what their experiences are, what they go through. So I do believe that there's a bigger conversation. But I'm glad to see a black woman during Black History Month on that stage. Just using her voice, and Lord knows what she's going to say or do, but I'm here for it all.
Definitely, we're all looking forward to it. And I do want to ask you, because I know you've watched a ton of Super Bowls in the past. Is there a another performance in the past that like always sticks out to you that you would consider a favorite from past years?
I mean, the two that I can think of off top are, just Beyonce, Bruno, Coldplay. Beyonce being so just black, debuting that formation, the performance, what it meant, what it looked like, what it sounded like, what it felt like. Then, you get on the stage and she's having a dance off with Bruno Mars and he's paying homage to like New Jack Swing era and MC Hammer and, he's doing that. So it was just like so many different elements of our culture being thrown on that stage and being represented in a beautiful way. And then obviously, last year, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick, Eminem. I think one of the biggest things to me is like the floor design because it showed an exact replica of the map of what Los Angeles is. And because you have three iconic figures from that city up there representing hip hop in front of the world like that, and they get to see exactly where you come from. They get to feel the dances and the outfits and the slang and the gang culture. It's like you get to feel like for about 15 minutes, I was a resident of Compton, or I was a resident of Crenshaw, I was a resident of, just Watts, or whatever the case is. And it's just beautiful that our artists that are that old, and I don't mean this in a bad way, that can still get up there and still represent us and still can show the world that the longevity is just getting started. We could still rock the songs from 1992, 1993, but then have our, the young king, Kendrick, up there rock out. So hip-hop is just a beautiful, bridge of language and longevity. So those two stick out to me. But that last year was just phenomenal. That's you pray that you get to see something like that again. And I hope we get to see something like that this year with Rihanna. We don't know where she's going to go with it, but, I hope it's an extension of what we saw last year. Just a bunch of kings and queens on that stage representing in front of the world.
I agree completely. And, we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop. So anything's possible. I know they've been very quiet about certain surprises, but
yeah,
we should definitely expect something. But before I let you go, man, I know you're very busy right now, but I have a fun question for you because recently during the beginning of the week, in terms of the media scrums that they do for Super Bowl, a question was asked to Patrick Mahomes about what songs he listens to get him hype. He said one of his favorite songs was "Dreams and Nightmares." So obviously it's a whole Philadelphia connection with Meek Mill. He says he's probably not going to play it because of that. So he's going to change his whole routine, leading into this one game. I just kind of just want your opinion on that. And do you feel like, is there another song or any other songs that pop in your head that would, if you were an athlete getting ready for a big game like this, that would get you ready?
Well, I mean, the first comment, first response I say to Patrick not playing it on his playlist before the game is like, we always have this phrase that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if he's gotten to this point in this season by having that song on that playlist, I don't think it's the destiny of what's about to happen. So if they lose, that could be one of the reasons why. But if I'm an athlete, if I'm a wide receiver, if I'm a running back about to play on Sunday, I'll probably PSA from the Black Album. That's the song I'm a run with. PSA is a song that just it's straight, direct to the point. You can play it anywhere. Play it at parties, play it at church, play it at christening, play it at graduation. Like, it's just undeniable and undeniably perfect. So yeah, if I'm an athlete and I had to choose, that's what I'm going with it. PSA by Hope.
I like that. That's a good choice. That's one of my favorites as well, man. Thank you so much for taking the time. And, we look forward, obviously, watching the rest of the show on Apple Music. You guys do a great job. Nadeska, Ebro. So just keep it going, man. Thank you again.
Man, I appreciate that, bro.